Baruch here with genConnect, and we're joined today by Dr. Geoffrey West. Dr. West, what really are the issues that are confronting American cities right now?
Well, the big issues confronting American cities, as all cities, is the whole question of whether any of the kinds of trends that we are participating in, which are happening at an exponential rate, are sustainable. So, just to give you a sense of things, when the U.S. was formed 200 years ago, we were just a few percent urbanized. We're now well over 80%. Globally, more than half of the people now live in cities. By into the second half of this century, nearly 80% of the people will be living in cities. And if you just do the arithmetic, the simple arithmetic, and you ask, what does that rate represent? It represents between 1 and 1.5 million people being urbanized every week on this planet, which means there's the equivalent to a New York metropolitan area, not New York City, the metropolitan area, every 2 months being put on this planet from now to mid-century. Now, the stress on resources, energy, water, whatever, cement even to build the buildings, let alone the stress on social fabric, is immense. And most of this, of course, is happening in the developing world, but everything is now so interconnected and happening at such a rapid pace that what happens in Calcutta, what happens in Nairobi, affects you living in New York, or me living in Santa Fe, or us sitting here in Aspen.
Well, if that's not sustainable, then what are we going to do?
So that's the question. The question is that sustainable? How do we come to terms with that? What is it that's driving that? So what I'm involved in is, with my colleagues at the Santa Fe Institute, and others, may I say, is trying to develop what, for a better phrase, is called a science of cities. Really trying to bring to the table a sort of physics-inspired view of looking at urbanization in cities and sustainability, asking, is there a mechanistic, quantitative, predictive, computational framework for addressing these questions so that we can formulate a serious strategy for avoiding what could be a huge collapse if we continue in the same way, and what is involved in that, what kind of changes do we need to make, not just, all going green occasionally and so on, but the kind of big cultural changes that may need to be made, and possibly even socioeconomic changes that need to be made. So we're trying to do that. One of the major things that we've discovered, which is kind of extraordinary, is that there are underlying laws of cities and urbanization, that there are generic, systematic regularities that transcend cities, whether in the United States, in Latin America, or Europe, or China, Japan, that all have similar qualities to them, and their properties lead to this open-ended growth which is the paradigm for our socioeconomic system. And so we understand how that's happening, and the deep questions then are, how do you translate that into action at the local level, and then action at the policy level?
Dr. West, thank you so much. And for more with Dr. West, be sure to check out genConnect.